Have you ever felt stuck, knowing you have so much potential but unable to take that first step? Like there's an invisible force holding you back, leaving your dreams just out of reach? Welcome back to Unlock Your Path, the channel where we dive deep into self-improvement, personal development, and the strategies that truly transform lives. Today, I'm going to share Daniel's story. He was just like you, full of dreams, but trapped in a cycle of procrastination and self-doubt. By the end of this video, you'll learn 5 practical steps Daniel used to break free, and a bonus tip that took his progress to the next level. Don't miss it, because this tip might be the missing piece in your own journey. Here's what we'll uncover. The hidden force that keeps most of us stuck. How to overcome the mental blocks stopping you from taking action. Actionable techniques to start small and build unstoppable momentum. A secret strategy to create habits that stick for life. Before we dive in, take a moment to hit the subscribe button and become part of our growing community. Together, we explore everything from motivation and mindfulness to productivity and positive thinking. Let's take this journey together. Now, let's dive in. Part 1. Daniel's struggle. Meet Daniel. Like many of us, he had big dreams. He wanted to advance his career, improve his health, and build meaningful relationships. But every time he sat down to make progress, he froze. The sheer size of his goals overwhelmed him. Instead of taking action, he found himself scrolling through social media or binge-watching TV, hoping the guilt would fade. But it didn't. The days turned into weeks, and Daniel felt increasingly stuck. His goals felt further away than ever. Why can't I just do what I know I need to do, he asked himself over and over. That guilt eventually turned into self-doubt. Sound familiar? If so, don't worry. You're not alone, and this story has a twist. Have you ever felt like Daniel? If you're ready to finally break the cycle, write "I'm ready" in the comments below. Let's take that first step together. Part 2. The invisible block. One day, Daniel stumbled upon something that changed everything. His problem wasn't laziness. It was inertia. In physics, inertia is the tendency of objects to remain at rest unless acted upon by an external force. For Daniel, the size of his dreams felt like a mountain, and the weight of starting made him freeze. Neuroscience backs this up. Our brains are wired to avoid tasks that seem too big or uncertain. Instead, we default to instant gratification like social media, video games, or Netflix. These activities give us quick dopamine hits, masking the discomfort of inaction. Daniel realized that he didn't need to conquer the entire mountain. He just needed to take one small step. This realization was his turning point. Part 3. The turning point. A small step. Daniel decided to experiment with the 2-minute rule. The concept is simple. Commit to doing something for just 2 minutes. Instead of telling himself he needed to clean his entire room, he committed to tidying up just his desk. Instead of planning an hour-long workout, he decided to put on his running shoes and step outside. Those small actions made all the difference. Why? Because they broke the cycle of inaction. Daniel realized that starting was the hardest part. Once he overcame that, momentum took over. 2 minutes turned into 10, then 20, and before he knew it, he was accomplishing more than he thought possible. Part 4. 5 steps to overcome procrastination. Here are the 5 steps Daniel used to regain control of his life and how you can apply them. Step 1. Start small. The 2-minute rule is your secret weapon. Commit to just 2 minutes of effort. Write 1 sentence, stretch for 2 minutes, or open the book you've been meaning to read. Once you start, you'll often want to keep going. Step 2. Break it down. Big goals are intimidating, so break them into manageable pieces. Instead of saying, "I need to finish this entire project," start with something smaller, like, "I'll outline my first idea." Step 3. Remove distractions. Create an environment that supports focus. Turn off notifications, put your phone in another room, and declutter your workspace. A distraction-free zone makes starting much easier. Step 4. Celebrate small wins. Every time you complete a small task, acknowledge it. Even saying, "I did it," releases dopamine, reinforcing the behavior and making it easier to repeat. Step 5. Build accountability. Share your goals with someone you trust. A friend, family member, or accountability partner can provide the encouragement and perspective you need to stay consistent. Bonus tip: Daniel's secret weapon? Habit anchoring. Attach a new habit to something you already do regularly. Want to meditate? Pair it with brushing your teeth. Want to build gratitude? Write down one thing you're grateful for each morning while having your coffee. Habit anchoring makes new routines feel seamless and natural. Part 5. Your story starts here. Daniel's life didn't change overnight, but those small, consistent steps created a ripple effect. His confidence grew. His productivity skyrocketed. Most importantly, he realized that the hardest part wasn't doing the work, it was starting. Now it's your turn. Think about it. What's the smallest step you can take today to move closer to your goals? Write it in the comments below. Let's take that first step together and create a life we're proud of. Conclusion. As Martin Luther King famously said, you don't have to see the whole staircase. Just take the first step. If this video inspired you, give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and subscribe to unlock your path for more transformational content. And don't forget to check out my shop for resources that can help you on your journey. The link is in the description below. See you in the next video.